Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? All right, perfect. All right, today is our fourth and last day. So we will wrap up today's Selenide with today's topic. And pretty much we will talk about the cross-browser testing and working with files like image file, text file. How do you work with files in Selenide? And also we will talk about the JavaScript executor in Selenide. Then if we have time, I will show you also some reports. Then we will go from there. Okay, let me share my screen. Right. I hope you can see my screen. So today is April 9, 2023. And in today's lesson, as I said, we will talk about cross-browser testing, working with files, especially how to upload files in Selenide. And we will talk about the JavaScript executor. And if you have time, I will show you some reporting in Cucumber with Selenide. So here is the first lesson. But before we go to the first lesson, as always, let's review what we did yesterday. Pretty much in our last class, we talked about the actions class, which is pretty much a very useful class that I showed you just a few of those. You know, actions class is huge. You can do most of the mouse and keyboard activity with action class. And pretty much what we did was we just gave a few examples to understand how actions class works. What is the logic in actions class? We just pretty much did some drag and drop and, you know, do some hold the element and move it somewhere else. And also move the page up or down. But actions class is huge. So you can actually drag and drop in a specific coordinate. You can move right, left, up, down to the page. And you can even press, you know, enter, press tab button. So it is a huge class and very useful class. I show you a few sample in that class, but make sure that you know that actions is used for interacting or for performing mouse and keyboard action. So when you hear anything about mouse and keyboard action, you know, for example, double click, right click, the first thing you should try is actions class. Today, I will also show you JavaScript executor, which is kind of similar to actions class. And it can also be used for doing performing mouse and keyboard action. Compared to actions class, JavaScript executor is a little bit stronger. You know, it means because the language of the browser, the language of the UI is actually JavaScript. All of the code is transpiled to JavaScript on the browsers. And when you use JavaScript code to automate the browsers, it is, you know, reading the browser language better because they are talking in the same language. You know, JavaScript executor, you are using JavaScript, and the language of the browser is also JavaScript. They are communicating to each other better. So, and JavaScript executor, I will talk and show a few examples today, but it is similar to actions class. So whenever you hear mouse and keyboard interactions, then you can try either actions or JavaScript executor. Most of the functionalities or executions are similar. You can do with actions or JavaScript. Most of them are similar, but a few of them you can only do with JavaScript executor. For example, if you want to locate the element in a specific way without Selenium locators, you can use JavaScript executor to locate the element. For example, document.getElement by ID, document.getElement by query. You can use those developer level content to locate the elements with JavaScript executor. You cannot do them with actions class. So there are a few differences between actions and JavaScript executor, but that is out of the topic. I just want to mention you a few of those. The second thing we learned yesterday was the explicit wait. So we said in UI automation, synchronization is a big problem. Synchronization is a big problem. Especially you work with, for example, in a slow page. If your internet is slow, if you your server is very slow, then it is a high chance that you will get some synchronization issue. You have to change that, override the default behavior. In that case, we should be aware of that. The test case can fail. Your test case can fail, but everything you do, your logic might be correct, your automation script may be good, but your test case fails. So one of the common reason is the wait issue, the synchronization issue. When the page is very slow, then your test case likely fails. But then what do? We have a few options to fix that issue. We can use thread.sleep or just sleep function in Selenide. That is hard-coded. But we can also use this Selenium explicit wait. Selenium wait, we can say wait until expected condition. Or the last one is better. You can locate the element and you can wait for the element to be visible or to match a text or to be displayed for a specific period of time. But the good news here is it is dynamic. The system is going to wait only if needed. It is not going to wait if it is not needed. And we are able to take a screenshot. Yesterday, we talked about this, that the Selenide automatically takes screenshots if the test case fails. But for that functionality, you should use those Selenide Selenide assertions. Otherwise, the system is not going to capture screenshot even if the test case fails. So when you use Selenide assertions, if, for example, this fails, the element fails, then system is going to take the screenshot and store it in the reports folder. We also did we are able to disable this functionality. We can just say configuration.screenshot false. This is gonna make the functionality disabled. By default, this configuration screenshot is true. By default, Selenide will take screenshot if Selenide assertion fails. But you can disable that functionality using this syntax. And we can actually capture the screenshot of the page or of a specific element at any point with our reusable method. So we had a screenshot method that we used yesterday. There were two ways to take a screenshot. For instance, this. So yesterday we talked about two screenshots yesterday, which is the first one was take a screenshot of a specific element or of the entire page. So for example, we write a reusable step that will capture screenshot. All we have to do is screenshot function, and you put a string. That string will be the name of the screenshot. That string will be the name of the screenshot. This will take the screenshot of the entire page. The second one was we are able to also take a screenshot of specific element. You can take a screenshot of a button, of an image, of a text. Okay, and that is a cool feature, very cool feature. We can do that as well. So how we do it? We just take the element locator and capture the screenshot. And by the way, these are all reusable step. So we can, you know, once you write one reusable step, you can call it anytime at any point. All right, so they are the topics that we did yesterday, pretty much. Now, today, we will start learning cross-browser testing first. So cross-browser testing pretty much means running the test cases on different browsers. For example, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, you can do that. By default, Selenide runs on Chrome. So far, we are running the test cases on the Chrome driver, Chrome browser. We did not do any configuration. We did not do any change. By default, Selenide runs on Chrome. If you don't want to run with Chrome and want to run maybe Firefox or Safari or any other browser, then we should use configuration class. We use configuration, you know, to change some of the default behavior. And here we are going to change, we are going to use configuration to change the default browser. And it is very easy to do cross-browser testing with Selenide. We will just assign the default browser. We will write a reusable step as always. That is the bead of cucumber. We can write a step that is reusable automatically. We can call them in any future file that we want. And we will write a dynamic reusable method to actually write that functionality. Okay, let's do it. Please open your project from yesterday. Close everything here. Okay. Right. So let's create a new future file and name it 12 underscore cross browser testing dot feature. So I am just giving an example for that. Right? Cross browser testing dot feature. Cross browser testing is, by the way, not used a lot in the companies. Honestly, it is not used a lot in the companies, but somehow, you know, the teams want you to know the cross browser testing. Probably the companies, you know, don't let us run with cross browser, you know, testing, you know, different browsers. Usually they do one, you know, browser and usually run on them, but sometimes maybe some part of regression testing, they might need to run on different browsers as well. But let's learn it because it is very easy with Selenide. So what we will do is we are going to create a future file. And in fact, I want to focus again on running, you know, with dynamically. We are going to write a future file that will, we will write a step that will accept a browser name. And when we change the browser name, system is going to automatically run on that browser. For example, let's create a future file for us. Feature, let me make this a little bit bigger. So I'm writing my future file. Cross browser, write our scenario. In this case, 1. For example, running on Firefox. And by the way, guys, you should have Firefox installed on your machine. If you don't have Firefox, all you have to do is go to the just Google and install Firefox. Okay, show you. Just say Firefox browser. If you don't have it, right? So Mozilla, and you will system is gonna automatically understand your browser. You just need to download that Firefox browser. Let me share this with you. Okay, this is Firefox browser. This. So you should have Firefox browser. Zoom link. Zoom link is also in the invitation, but let me share the Zoom link from the Slack channel. Go. All right, so here is our, you should download that Firefox, so you should be you can run on the Firefox, right? You should have the browser on your machine. So I'm gonna run on Firefox as part of this example. First of all, let me do this. Let me not run on Firefox. Let me do headless browser first. Headless. So we can run the test cases on the headless mode. Headless mode. What does it mean? The system is going to run your test case as it normally do, but you will not see the browser on your screen. So that is what headless mode means. I'm going to run given I open this is the browser type. This will be the browser type. This is how I will design my test case or my feature. Given I open whatever browser, okay? So in this case, it will be headless. It will be headless. Given I open headless browser and I navigate, let's go to the page. For example, navigate to, it will be very simple, okay? Very simple test case. Techproeducation.com, right? Let's go to Techpro. I navigate to this page. And also let's take a screenshot and I capture the screenshot of the page, right? So these two are already reusable. We just need to generate this step definition. Okay. Let's generate that step definition. So just hover over it and then create step definition. Okay. And so guys, we want to create it on the common step definitions. So we create that common step definition class yesterday, and the purpose of that common step definition is we are going to add the step that is not specific to a test page or an application. This is just general step definition. For example, navigation step definitions or changing browser step definition, etc., etc. I'm going to select that. Okay. Right here, this is the created here. And I will change the string argument type. I will say here a string, or just say, we can say browser as well, browser type. Okay, browser type. So we want to make this method to be reusable. So I don't want to create one method for headless, one method for Chrome, one method for Firefox, one method for something else. I don't want to do that. I just want to have a little bit organized code which is going to be shorter and easier to locate, I'm going to just use a switch statement in here because we can either, you can use switch or if statement. I will use switch statement here. I will say switch. This switch will accept a, string, which is the browser type, right? Switch. This browser type, it will accept browser type, and we will have some cases. For example, what is browser type? If browser type is headless, then, okay, how do you run on headless mode? This headless mode will say, again, we will use configuration to change the default behavior. By default, Selenide run on Chrome, but I am gonna call that configuration class. That's headless. Please type headless. This headless will accept a Boolean. It will accept true or false. By default, it is false. By default, this is false because we are not running on headless mode. But if you want to run on headless mode, we will say true. Okay. This is first test case. Let me run and share this from chat. This is our step definition, and this is our feature file. Okay, let's run it. Let me run it. I'm going to put a tag on it. I'm going to say a tag. Tag will be headless. Headless tag. Use a tag on that step, on the scenario. Copy that and run it on the runner. So let me try to run on headless mode. For running headless mode, you don't need to install anything. Just make that configuration headless true. Let's see how it runs on headless mode. Okay, something is popping up here, guys, but we don't see any browser, you see? No browser is showing up, so we can keep doing something else on the browser, on our screen. We don't see anything, but you see it is running right here, running my test case. And the test case is done, and it is passed. So we see when I navigate to it first, given I open the headless browser, I navigate to Techpro, and then I capture the screenshot. But where is our screenshot? The screenshot should be on the build report test folder. And you see this one right here, April 9, 11:24 is my local time, and 2023. Let me double click, and you see the Techpro is automatically executed. So this is headless mode. It is useful. Okay, it is useful. If you just don't want the browser bother your screen, you can use run in headless mode. Okay. Again, but one important thing is, guys, let me add that note here. We should, for cross-browser testing, cross-browser testing, we should assign the browser type before opening the browser, okay? Otherwise, it will open, otherwise, Selenide will open the browser on Chrome. Okay, done. So let me share the feature file, the last one. Okay, are you able to run on headless mode? Okay, perfect. So that is pretty much it for headless. So now things will get a little bit interesting. Let's write the second future file. Not future file, but second scenario. This scenario will be, I will use a tag and let's make it Chrome, and running on Chrome. This will be our second test case. And let me delete this note. Now, given I open the Firefox, okay, Firefox browser. Then I will navigate to the same page. You can go to a different page if you want to. For example, let's go to Amazon. Then I capture the screenshot of the page. This is our second scenario. However, we don't have the browser type case is the Firefox. So we need to add it. As you know, Java switch statement. We should use here break, so it will stop executing, getting in here, get out of the switch. So we got out of the switch. If the browser type is headless, this is the part that will be executed. Now I'm going to say another case. Case is if the case is Firefox, then to run on Firefox, we again will use configuration class, but in this case, we will call the browser. Okay, configuration.browser will be Firefox. So we will be doing it Firefox. We can also call that one that element here. Okay, like this. We can do that as well because if the browser type is Firefox, it will be Firefox as well. You can either use this way, or if you want to make sure that there is no spelling error, you can also do that as well. Up to you. And then do break. Okay, let me also finish. If the case is, for example, what browsers you also have? What else you have? We might have, for example, for Mac, Safari, right? I can have Safari. Safari usually harder to execute. As always, Mac try to do its own unique thing. Configuration.browser equals Safari, Edge, yeah. But let's see, okay, let's see. Before we continue, let me do also Chrome. Break. Case. If the case is Chrome, then configuration.browser is equal to Chrome. All right, we can add that. So I want to just do a quick Google, right? So we always should check the official documentation, especially when we are creating a new framework from scratch. Now we are trying to create a new framework, new Selenide framework from scratch. So in that case, Selenide cross browser, I will type. Okay. Okay, Selenide documentation. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So guys, Selenide cross-browser testing. I did Google and I will share this with you. You can read it as well. So there may be some browser type that is not supported by Selenide. So, and there are different ways actually to run the test case with Selenide. For example, can I run Selenide test with Internet Explorer headless browser? Yes, Selenide can run test with any browser that has WebDriver binding. The most popular browsers are supported: Chrome, Firefox, Edge, IE, Safari, Opera. Some less popular are also supported with a little configuration. Phantom.js, these are old. I think, the HTML unit, etc. So let me click on here. So this is the official documentation for Selenide WebDriver. Let me share this with you as well. Actually, I am summarizing and giving you everything you need. I already checked out those documentation before, but just I'm trying to explain cross-browser testing in Selenide. There are different ways. For example, you can even run the cross-browser testing using the command line, command prompt, CMD, or terminal, by just running those Maven commands. For that, you should have Maven. Okay, Maven installed on your browser, on your computer. You can run these codes. You can assign a browser type, Java -d selenide.browser equals Chrome, but these are confusing, I think, right? I'm just trying to show you something more understandable. And I just want to show you also the supported browser types for Selenide is Chrome, Firefox, Edge, IE, Safari. So we can do all those, but IE, Internet Explorer, is retired, as you know. So we can do Edge also. Let's do Edge as well. I'm going to say here, break case for Windows users. You can use Edge as well. Actually, Microsoft improved itself a lot, in the last years. It is gonna overcome most likely the Chrome in the near future. That is my guess. And also, what else it was there? Edge, Safari. So also Safari. Oh, Safari we already did, right? Yeah, we already did Safari. So Chrome is default browser, Firefox, Edge. And again, as I said, there are also different way to run with command prompt. You can assign those comment and use that kind of functionality. But the thing that I'm showing you is a little bit easier. Let me see if they added here configuration. Configuration. Probably it is somewhere else. But this is also a possible way to do cross-browser testing. You can either run with these comments in the browser, or use that for configuration, or the thing that I'm showing you right now. All right. So that is pretty much it. Let me close the last one. Right. Now we created a reusable step that can be used for running cross-browser testing. In this case, actually, let me also do this. Let me add this a little bit better here. I will say here default. Okay, default Chrome, right? So let's say default Chrome for that, because default should be Chrome anyway. If you don't do default, and if there is a mismatch, for example, by mistake, if you do, for example, here something that is not one of those like that, if you type in, your test case will fail. So, but in our code, if you type something that is not one of the options right here, if it is not headless, Firefox, Safari, Edge, then it will go to default, which will run on Chrome as it should be. So it is safer to add default as well. I just added that one. Okay. So now our code should be fine. Let me run the second test case. I will run Firefox. Let's run on Firefox. Okay, I will click run. Now the browser should open on Firefox. Okay, there it is. When you try to open for the first time, you may see some issue. So make sure you run twice if it is not letting you open the Firefox browser. Okay, so the Amazon is already opened on Firefox, and we are able to capture the screenshot as you see right here. Okay, so there is Firefox. Now I will try to run really quick with other browsers. For instance, for Mac, I can run on Safari. Okay, I will say Safari. I'm gonna run on Safari. Okay, Safari is opening. This case failed. Let's see why it failed. Okay, now test case failed. If something fails, we are not scared of it. We just read it and then try to fix it as always. So here it is saying session not created, could not start a new session. You must enable the allow remote automation option in Safari's desktop developer menu. Control Safari via WebDriver. Okay, as you see, we have to do extra permission. Usually the Mac does not trust this kind of open source tools such as Selenium or Selenide. So we need to allow the allow remote automation. Let's see. Let's Google real quick. Okay, let me Google. Click on this. Okay, guys, I'm just trying to do an extra setup for Mac. So I just did allow remote automation. I clicked on this like overflow. The first, this is better option here to do that setting. Okay, looks like we should open developer menu and allow remote automation. So let me share the solution with you. I will do that real quick. But if you don't have Safari, you cannot do it anyway. But for Mac, I'm just gonna do that one as well. Let me open Safari. Okay, Safari. Okay. So I open Safari and I will go to developer menu. Allow remote automation, guys. When you open a Safari and go to developer menu, you can do allow remote automation right here. Okay. Allow remote automation and it is gone. If the developer menu is not showing on Mac, because sometimes for some setting, you cannot even see this developer menu, you have to do, I think, from system properties. Okay. Normally, this developer menu may not be visible, but you can also Google if it is not there. Make sure you see developer menu. When you open Safari, you see developer menu and select this allow remote automation and try again. Let me run one more time. Okay, now it is showing up. So we are able to open the test case in Safari, the Amazon page on Safari, which is unique to for Mac. So it is Again, the Mac automation, Mac is extra secure compared to Windows. That's why it is just running here continue session or not. It is telling us, hey, are you sure? Blah, blah. But we are saying we are sure. Okay, now this is a screenshot for headless browser, for Safari browser. This is the screenshot for Firefox. This is the screenshot for headless mode. Okay, we already have been running with Chrome. So this is what the cross browser is about in Selenide. It is easy, straightforward. You don't need to do any fancy extra long classes, long Java classes. Things are getting easier with automation. Cross-browser is getting easier with automation with new advanced methods that Selenide introduced. And to summarize, we can run on headless, Firefox, Safari. We are able to already run with Chrome. Okay, let me also test Chrome right here. Let's say Chrome. And let's go apple.com. Chrome, just for testing purpose. So if you want to run on Chrome, by default, Selenide run on Chrome already, but you can also do explicitly run on Chrome. Okay, we are able to go to the Apple using Chrome. Okay, that is just fine. Okay, there we go. We are able to run the test case on Chrome. Is there any question on cross-browser testing automation with Selenide? If you have problem with getting screenshots, what can be the problem? The name can be the problem. Normally it will automatically capture the screenshot, but the naming convention. So you can give here a file name, for example, image, just like that. Give a string name. Sometimes when you try to use Java class, then it can be a problem. It can be a little bit issue. Okay, try that. All right. So next topic is, before we give a break, we are going to talk about the next topic, which is working with files. So we can work on the file. File means file. It can be an image. It can be a text. It can be a PNG. It can be different type of files. So to be able to work with files, we can use Java. Okay. There is a specific class in Java, which is files class. And we can use file class to see where the file is. Normally, Selenide is an application or an API to automate web pages. For instance, if you have a, for example, logo, a JPEG like that, Selenide cannot read that. This is because these are desktop application, desktop. They are not on the browser. They are on the local computer, local desktop. They are desktop application. For that reason, Selenide cannot take care of them, cannot see them, cannot read them, cannot click them. Selenide cannot do it. But Java can know the path of those files. Java can know where is our file are. For that reason, we will use Java and to get that image from the desktop, and we will use Selenide to, for example, upload the file, right, to a page. So let's do that. I'm going to create a new feature file, which is 13 underscore file upload dot feature. File upload dot feature. As always, we are going to write our feature file. File uploads. We are going to write our first scenario. In the scenario, we are going to say test case 01, file upload, and we are going to do one test case. So given I navigate to a page. Let's see where we are going to navigate. So we have our test center, or we can also use that. Let me share you the link with you and try to understand what we are going to do. Okay. So this is the file upload page. Let me share and understand what is the plan. The plan is we will click on this upload button. Okay, click on upload button. Oh, choose file button first. We are going to click on choose file button. And then I'll go to the desktop. Then I will select my logo right here, or you can select any file that you want. Just select a file, and then we will click on open, and we will try to do the file upload is successful. First of all, this is a desktop. This is a desktop application. In Windows, you see similar UI. In Mac, I see this kind of application, this kind of UI. So for that, we need to use Java to, to upload the files. I'm going to click on this and click OK. Then click upload. Then we will verify this text file uploaded is successful. But again, this is the manual step. The automation will be a bit different. Okay, the automation will be a little bit different. Choose file. Select logo. Open. Upload. Right. So that's pretty much it. Let's automate that. We are going to go to this page. Going to this page. And I try to upload the file on this path, which is path. Again, with Cucumber, everything is, I like everything doing dynamic. So I have been using Cucumber for years, right? And I like doing the data dynamic. So what my plan is, I am going to get a path of a file dynamically. So this will be reusable. So when I try to create this reusable step, it will accept a path and it will upload to the website, to the link that is in here, right? So I'm gonna do the path. So the path is just find an image or anything on your page. If you have nothing, I will share this from the chat. You can use the same image. Make sure it is on the desktop because I will write my code according to the desktop. You just download and put it in the desktop. So what is the plan is the path of this file. The path of that file is that is in the desktop. Desktop. That is on my desktop. The name of the file is logo.jpg. Logo.jpg. Okay, this is what it is. And then verify the file is uploaded. Okay. So these two new steps that we will be working on. I will put a tag on this. Will be file upload. File upload tag. Let me share this feature file. Again, with Cucumber, we are able to do it dynamically. In normal test-ng or JUnit, the path, you have to use Java always to make it dynamic. But in here, this step will accept a file path, and it will upload that file to this URL. So let's generate our steps, create step definition. So these steps will go to test page step definitions, test page that we created. Both of them will go to test page step definition. Okay, the first one is there. The second one is there. Test page step definition. So here is the two step definitions. Now, the big learning curve is here. We will be focusing on this code right here. When I try to upload a file to the page, to the actually the link that is up there. So here we can use different, again, content to upload a file, but I will show you one. So what we need to do is we need to locate the elements. Then there is a function in Selenide that is not in Selenium. Okay, and that function is going to let us upload the file easily. So first of all, we need the file path. Okay, so I will write step by step, getting the file path, which is using file class in Java. So make sure you use file that is coming from Java IO. This is a Java. Okay, full path is equal to new file. This is going to accept the path of the file right here. Okay, it is accepting the path of the file. So you see the string path name or child, blah, blah. So it is expecting us to put a path. So the path will be, so we need the full path. The full path can be found dynamically using, let me find the path here, string. The string path is equal to system dot get property. Okay, get property. This get property is used to get the path of the file that you put here. So for example, user.home will give you the home directory. Okay, plus arg0, this one right here. So this is going to give us the full path. For example, it is going to start from my user, then go to the desktop and give me the file name right here. Okay, this is the full path of the image. This is user directory. This is the file path. Here, user directory plus file path. This file path, by the way, coming from the future file. This equals full path. Okay, this is how we find in Java, easily, dynamically. So you all should use it. Then I will put here path. Okay, that's pretty much it. We can put all of them in here as a parameter, or you can do in this two-step. This is the full path. Full path. User directory plus the specific file path that is on the desktop. So this will give us pretty much. Let's print what it will do. We can also print that. See. Okay. It doesn't make sense. You will see the path of the file. This is step one. This is path of the file. The second step is to upload the file that is in here. And with Selenide, it is very easy. So upload the file. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to upload the file, to this file upload element. Let me inspect this. Okay, right here, guys. What we should do is we should normally click on this choose a file, right? We should normally click on choose a file and select our file. This is manually, but we cannot select a file from here using Selenide or Selenium. But what we should do, there is a workaround on that. We can locate this choose a file element, this element right here. Not the upload file, but choose a file element. Okay. We will locate that. And then we will send the path to this location or element. Okay, that element has an ID, so let's locate it. I'm not going to use here page object model on this example, so we can see the logic in here. So by that ID, the ID is here. Let's also locate this element, static import. That upload file. Okay. In Selenide elements has this functionality that has upload file. It accepts a file object, which is this. So all we have to do is say full path. There we go. We are able to paste the file path in here. It is gonna do this. It is going to do this. It is going to come here. It is going to click, choose a file, select the file path that we passed, and click open. Okay, it is gonna do that. It is gonna do all these. And then we will see logo.jpg here. But we need one more step, which is click upload button. When we click upload button, then we will see this uploaded. So let's click on upload button. Click upload button. Locate the upload button first. Let's locate the upload button. What is the web element for that? That has file submit is the ID for that. Let's do that. By.id. File submit. That's click. We are done. So now this should be able to. This is gonna select the. Let me do here. Selecting the file. Okay, selecting the file and clicking upload button. We are done with this. Let me share this with you. Again, we can use page object model. We can locate this in the test in the page object as well. But I just want you to see the methods right here, right? These two. We can use page object model as well. We can locate them in here as well, okay, right here. But let me share this with you. I will do that in a minute. And finally, the last step is verify the file is uploaded. So we just need to do the assertion if that element is displayed here, then it means file uploaded is successful. So let me locate this element, and I will do this, use Selenide assertion. Let's say H3. Okay. So H3 is the expat of this element. I just will find by the tag. So if that H3 element, okay, here, by that expat, H3, if that H3 tag element should have text, which text? That element should have file uploaded text. File uploaded text. File uploaded text. So if that H3 element contains the file uploaded text, it means our file upload is successful. That is my logic. Let me share this one as well. Okay, so we are done with the future file, and we created two new step definition, which is a little bit dynamic. This one is going to accept a path of the file starting from desktop, or you can also pass the path from the download folder, whichever you want. And it will be getting the path, full path of the file that you pass from the future file, and it will upload and then click submit button. And the second one is for assertion. We want to make sure that that H3 tagged element contains this file upload message. It means if the file upload is there, this upload is successful. Time to run the test case. But first, let me also put some wait. And I wait for 5 seconds here. Let's wait 5 seconds here. And 5 seconds here. 5 is too much. Let's wait 3 seconds. And then I will upload this. Let me run file upload tag with my runner, running the class. So now browser is opened. Let's see if the file is chosen. No file chosen yet. Yeah, the logo is chosen and clicked is happened. So, and the test case is passed. Yeah, we can just keep the browser open at the end. And I hold the browser open. So I just want to see file is actually uploaded completely. Okay, please try and let me know if you have any question. All right, there we go. File is uploaded, assertion is done, and test case passed. Right? Even we can take a screenshot here, and so a test case, guys, should have a screenshot at the end. So it doesn't matter if it is a positive test case or negative test case. We should always capture screenshot as a proof for us, because later on when you upload your test execution documentation, so that documentation should have a screenshot of the positive test case, or if you in your negative test cases is a proof. So I'm also taking screenshot in here, running one last time. This screenshot is gonna be, saved in our folder. And if you are using, for example, Jira, then you will upload it to Jira, or whichever the project management tool you are using, you will upload those screenshots to that project management tool. Here it is. There we go. File upload is successful. We are actually saving our screenshot as a proof. Okay. Let's now take a break. If there is any question, let me know. Otherwise, I will take a break. And we will continue. Is there any question so far? Let me push this to GitHub. During the break, you can take it if you need it. All right. Okay, so let's take a break. Come back at okay. Come back at 12:20 Central. Okay, so let's give 12-minute break. After the break, we will talk about JavaScript executor. All right, so we talk about the cross-browser testing. We talk about the file upload in Selenide. So these are all useful and very core of automation. And next, I would like to talk about JavaScript executor. So let me open this slide quick. And I will take some note in here. Open a new slide. And JavaScript executor. Okay. So JavaScript executor is used to run JavaScript codes in Selenide or Selenium. Okay, Selenide or Selenium. You can say both. JavaScript, this JavaScript executor is very, very important class because for example, we are now using Java with Selenide, perfectly fine. We did not have any issue so far. But in some cases, when you use Java to automate the browser, then you might get some issue. For example, when you click on some buttons, they may not be clickable. Or if you want to scroll onto a specific element, it may not be possible with actions. And it can be harder. So this JavaScript executor is very useful, and it is used for running JavaScript codes in Selenide. For example, you can locate the element. You can even locate the element with JavaScript executor. So we can use. So in JavaScript executor in Selenide, we can use. There is a method. Name is execute JavaScript. This execute JavaScript method. Let me also do that. Execute JavaScript function is used to execute the code. Is execute JavaScript. The good news is, if you already you learned JavaScript executor in Selenium. In Selenium, we have to use JavaScript executor class to execute JavaScript executor. But in here, no longer that is the case. We just call execute JavaScript function straightforward without creating any object. That is very good. So it means we can use that in any class really quickly, straightforward. So this execute script and some of the common actions are, for example, you can usually do click. Normally, Selenium or Selenide click may not work in some cases. Most of the time they will work, but when it comes to some advanced UI or some complex UI of if the element is hidden or not, clearly defined on the page, then some of the element may not be clickable with normal click method in Selenide. Then JavaScript executor will handle them better. So we can do click. We can, assign. We can even find the elements. Okay, find elements. That is very important. This is not known for a lot of people, but we can find the elements with Selenide with JavaScript executor. Okay. Because developers use JavaScript. Okay, developers use JavaScript to locate the elements, just like what testers does. When you do development as a developer also find the element, but they find the element using JavaScript built-in functionality. They don't use Selenium. They just use JavaScript coding language to find the element, and we can use that JavaScript coding language in our framework using this execute JavaScript method. For example, let me give an example. document dot find element by ID. Okay, and here is the ID of the element. Okay, something like that. In JavaScript executor, we are not gonna get into too much in those details. That is not part of our topic. But if you need to locate the element by JavaScript executor, you can do that. What else we can do with JavaScript executor? It is very common to scroll to, right, left, up, down, at the bottom of the page, at the top of the page, or scroll into a specific web element. Okay, some certain web elements. We can do click, we can locate, we can scroll up, down, etc. These are some of the common ones. Let's get into the topic then. Let's create any future file. 14 underscore JS executor dot feature. All right, let me share this. Feature JS executor. This is our JavaScript executor feature. So in part of this user story, we are going to write a future file, and we can go to Amazon again, given I navigate. First, I forgot to write scenario. This is test case 01. JS executor. Given I navigate to Amazon. So we'll go to Amazon and let's wait for a couple seconds. And then I will scroll, go to amazon.com. Yeah, Amazon. So our test case is we will go to amazon.com and we will go all the way maybe down. For example, okay, look at this page right here, this section right here. We are going to just scroll all the way down and we are going to just click on some of the options at the bottom of the page. For instance, right? Once you want to take a screenshot of this section right here, how do you do it? Just that part, not the whole page, or just that part. And what if that page load is not successful? Because if the page is very long, then the elements at the bottom of the page, the elements that is not visible, they may not load properly. For example, if you want to click on this careers option right here with automation, first we should scroll down here and then click on it. Otherwise, we may have issue. The element may not load properly. It may or may not. It may or may not, but we cannot risk. So the best way to, in this kind of pages is we should, here, by default, this is what it is. We should scroll all the way down on this view, on this element, and then we can click on any option that is here. And if you want to take a screenshot of this section by automation, for example, the test case might be, hey, verify the footer section. This is not actual footer. The footer is the bottom here, but let's say here or here, maybe here. Let's also take this bottom, the last section right here. What if you want to, scroll all the way down to the footer, and you want to capture the screenshot, you want to make sure all of them are visible in this order, then you have to scroll down to take a screenshot of that page, that section. Otherwise, when you try to take a screenshot without scrolling down, the screenshot will only capture the top section right here, only here, but not here. So the point here is we are going to scroll down to this element. Let's right click, inspect. We are going to scroll down to this element. But let's complete the feature file. So, and I scroll down to the footer section. Okay. Then I will take a screenshot. Then I capture the screenshot of the page. Okay. So we can do that. I'm going to wait also 5 seconds in between right here. Okay, let's generate this step definition. It will be on the test page. I would like to use test page step definition again. They're all test page for us. Let me share this. I will add the tag and share the feature file. This is JS executor. Okay. So we are on this page and we are scrolling down to footer section, and then we will capture the screenshot. I am now here. For that, we need to locate that footer section. I'm going to right click, inspect. Right click and inspect. And we are going to just locate that element that is right here, this element right here. But we are going to locate the whole section. For locating the whole section, we just need to maybe write an expert for it. Inspect again. This footer section. Inspect. Okay, that's a web table. Yeah, that's a web table. And we can locate that web table by an expert. So I can locate this guy right here, this whole table. I will write an expert for it, table at plus is equal to this. Okay, that is unique expert. Okay. This is the expert for it. Going back to the page. So I'm gonna scroll down to that element. How I can do that? How I can do it? So let's locate the element first. I'm gonna locate the element by that expert. This is my element. Okay, Selenide element. Footer. This is the footer section. We can use execute script method that is coming from Selenide. Please say Selenide dot execute script. If you want to import, if you import this static method, you can also just straightforward call execute script function, but it is coming from Selenide. Okay, just make sure that it is coming from Selenide. We can do Selenide dot execute script, or simply, since we imported the static API, we don't need to use Selenide function anymore, Selenide class anymore. So execute script is used to execute JavaScript method. We don't need to create a JavaScript executor object anymore, as we do normally in Selenium. In here, But the function, the inside is working just like the same as Selenium JavaScript executor. But in Selenide, it is easier, faster to use. All we have to do is execute JavaScript method and pass here the function. So the first function will be JavaScript code. The second will be our argument, okay, element. Our arguments or elements. JavaScript code. So if you don't know JavaScript, you don't have to know JavaScript to use JavaScript executor. All we have to do is just Google to do the execution. For example, I'm going to come here, right here, and I'm going to say, okay, right here, how to scroll into an element with JavaScript executor. Okay, so let's say I have no JavaScript ID knowledge. You don't need to know that. Select overflow, let's check it. Or let's say in Selenide. And yeah, let's go here. Selenide or Selenium, it is the same. Right here, guys. There is an answer in the Slack overflow. It says use this function to scroll into a specific element, and second parameter will be your element. So I'm going to copy this argument 0, scroll into argument 0 means this 0 referring to the index of 0. Okay, so this function will apply to this element. That is what it is. I'm going to copy this function and input it in my code right here. This scroll into view true, and the second argument is the footer element. Okay, done. This is going to execute the function which is scrolling into view to this element, and then we can capture the screenshot if needed. So here we are done with this. Let's run this test case. I'm going to run this tag. Let's run that tag. Runner here. Runner. Let me run the tag. All right. So now I am expecting to go to Amazon page and then scroll into view to that link. Yeah, I will share the code in a minute. Just a second. Okay, going to the page. By default, it is at the top. Let's see if we are able to scroll all the way down to the footer element. Since we put some weight, it's waiting. Yeah, right here at the bottom of the page, the system scroll down at the bottom of the page, and then it should capture the screenshot. Let me share that code with you. This one right here. Go. So here, what happened is we are able to capture the screenshot. We should be able to capture the screenshot. Let me check my screenshot. There we go. Okay. So we are able to scroll all the way down to that specific table on the Amazon page. And as you see, it is perfect screenshot. Even when you want to take manual screenshot, you may not be this perfect. So we are able to scroll down to that specific section and capture the screenshot just like so. Here is the point. The point is you can use JavaScript code to with JavaScript executor class, which is execute JavaScript method. This execute JavaScript method will accept any JavaScript code right here. This is just one of them. And again, you don't have to know JavaScript to be able to use JavaScript executor. You can Google it. there are many resources, open resources available out there. So what this does is it is going to scroll to this footer element. Okay. That's pretty much what I would like to show you. And after that, if you want to just do something else, we can do that with no issue. I will show you one more example right here. So we captured the screenshot, okay? And let's wait for 3 more seconds. Then I will use JavaScript click method. And I click on, for example, click on, for example, Amazon Music or Amazon Business. So I have Amazon Music option. If you have, you can click on it. If you don't have, you can click on anything else. Guys, this is a web table, by the way, right? As I said, this is a web table. So when we work in web table, we can write dynamic XPath to locate any of them. For example, the text of this one is Amazon Music. The text of this one is Amazon Advertising, 6 p.m., ABE Books, etc. So I'm going to write an XPath for this to be dynamic. But first, let me finish my feature file. I click on Amazon Music. Make sure you type it whatever it looks, okay? Because we will use that text in our XPath. By JS. Okay, on Amazon table, something like that. This is my test step, and I parameterize that test step because I would like to just make this table interaction as dynamic as possible, and you will see why I am giving this parameterized. It will be easy, and we will create the step definition in the test page step definition class right here. Okay. Go. This is my step definition. As you see, since I gave parameterization here, Amazon Music, I did it in the string, so it generated me a parameterized method that will help me to write the XPath. So guys, let me show you a few things here. First of all, this XPath right here is, let me make it bigger. This XPath right here is used to locate the entire table. The way the web table is created, it has some text underneath. So this is the parent of those specific Amazon Music. Okay? This table tag is parent of Amazon Music element. So I can go from parent to child by using double slash. With relative XPath, we can go from parent to child using double slash. And I will use an XPath that will return the child of this XPath, okay, with the text name. What it means, for example, guys, I will get any tag. Okay, you see this table has 225 child elements, 225. But I will go any tag, then give me any tag that whose text contains, we have a contains function in XPath, whose text contains what? Contains, for example, contains Amazon Music. Okay, whose text contains Amazon. What this does is, this is the child XPath. This is the parent XPath. So we wrote an XPath that is combination of parent and child. So we are saying, give me this table, and that table has a child of text that contains Amazon Music. So if I say Amazon Music, it will take us to Amazon Music. For example, how can I go Amazon advertising? I will just say Amazon advertising. Okay. And for example, Amazon Fresh. Amazon Fresh. Amazon space Fresh. Okay. It will take us to the Amazon Fresh. For example, what else? Ring. Okay. So this expat, I wrote that expat in a way that whenever we want to automate this web table, whenever we want to click on any element on that web table, we don't need to keep locating the expat again and again. We did a good job on designing the structure. So everything is changing except, so nothing is changing except this text. So here, Amazon Music, right? So as you see, I am just changing. I am just putting the text that I want to locate. That is how it is designed. How I determined, how I understood that. I first checked this table and we said, hey, okay, this is a web table. Very good. Web tables are designed in a structured way. Perfect. And we know how to write a dynamic expat. Good. So we have an expat that returns the web element. This expat that returns, that accepts a text and returns that web element that contains. For example, if there is multiple match, if you just say Amazon, there are 12 match. You see, for example, you see all those are containing Amazon keyword. It will return multiple elements. I just want to get the first one, which is Amazon Music. All right. So why I showed you this one is I'm going to copy this and guys, I'm going to copy this and put it here, right here. That is going to be my expat. Okay, I'm going to do $, by.expat. My expat is this element. Okay. However, this is hard-coded. I'm not going to do hard-coded expat. This is working fine for that just one single line of code. This will work only once. It will always locate this Amazon Music. But what we should do is we should make this piece received from this argument. This argument will be passed over here. So we can do concatenation for that. I'm just going to delete this, use double quote, ++ for concatenation, and I will pass here my argument 0. Okay. So now what we did is if I pass Amazon Music from the future file, split, okay, split right. If I pass Amazon Music from the future file, this will be Amazon Music. So it will locate the Amazon Music. If I just say, for example, Amazon Fresh, then it will click on Amazon Fresh. If I do Ring, right, it will go click on Ring. That is how we design, and that is just a sample that how Cucumber can be useful if you really good at it, and if you really keep using it and trying to locate with different with different approaches. My approach is to get the expat to complete the expat with the help of this dynamic string. So that is pretty much it. This is going to locate. I'm going to just click on Amazon Music as a demo purpose. Amazon Music. All right. So now how I can click. That was just the expat. We talk a bit more about that because it was important. Now I'm going to click on the element, this element using expect. So let me put it in a Selenide element. Selenide element. What is it? Element is equal to that. And I'm going to, again, use execute script, execute JavaScript. And again, let's say how you don't know how to click on an element with JavaScript executor. So all we have to say is how to click an element using JavaScript executor in Selenide. And the first option right here, it says argument0.click. So we will use argument0.click function. Here we use argument0.scroll into view. Now we are going to use argument0.click. And the second parameter will be our element again. Again, what this does is it is going to click on the first element that is index of 0 with click function. This is, again, this piece right here is pure JavaScript code. Developers use them in their development code to click on some elements. But here we just using that JavaScript code in this execute JavaScript function, because you cannot use JavaScript in a file like that. You have to use this execute script to embed JavaScript code in Java framework, just like that. Right. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to just here share this with you. Okay, can we make like this? Yep. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. So in your case, yeah, you can do it. Just like, yeah, there are many different ways that you can do. So you can write this as an expat, then you can pass it in there. There are many different ways you can apply, but here, the point here is we have click method. Oh, there should not be any space in between, guys. Make sure you don't give any space, okay? There should not be any space like that. Let me share the code one more time. All right, so this one is pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and run my runner to see if I'm able to click on that Amazon Music option. All right, my browser is a bit slow. Okay, now we are on Amazon. Scroll all the way to the footer element. Looks like I have too much weight. Okay, now scrolling into this element and taking screenshot of the page. And then did it click on the element? Let me see. It should click on the element, but let me not close the browser. All right, so here I will hold the browser open, but I could not see if it is clicked or not. And I hold the browser open and running one more time. And I will give just, guys, here 2 seconds is enough. 5 is too much. Running the test case one more time. So we are on the Amazon page. Scroll down to that footer, capture screenshot, then click on Amazon Music. So now, as you see, system is able to click on Amazon Music just like so, okay? So that is pretty much it. Again, what else we can do with JavaScript executor? It is again like actions. It is a huge. It has very useful, functions. So, what is JavaScript executor in Selenide or Selenium? Let's say Selenium. There should be more resources, right? So we can do, we can do click. We can locate the element and click just like that. Or I showed you the click. By the way, I was telling you, right? You can find the element by ID. So just like Selenium locator, there are also JavaScript locators like get element by ID, and you pass the ID of the element. Sometimes if you cannot locate the element, you can locate the element by JavaScript executor just like so. And it will actually locate the element and click on it. Okay. Actually, let me try this one also. I did not try this one before, but let me try this. Okay. So while we are working on the JavaScript executor, I use I use them when I do development, but here it's Selenium. I never use that type of function, but let me try, and you can see if you are able to use it or not. Okay. So now this is one way. This is working fine, but instead I will use execute script. Execute script. Document dot get element by ID. But let me see if the element has an ID or not. I need to check it first. Document dot get element by ID and ID of the element here. Dot click. So let me see if there is any ID on that page. On Amazon page, I will just try to do that. Do they have ID? They probably don't have ID, but let me see if there is an ID here on this page. Just have an ID. Let me quickly find it. Yeah. Yeah, this one has an ID. Okay. For example, guys, I'm gonna click on this Amazon logo, right? I'm just gonna try to click on Amazon logo. There we go. This one has an ID. So I will locate that element by ID and then click on it. Let me just test it. Where I put it? I put it here. Okay. Yeah. I will just test it. That if we are able to click on, if I'm able to click on Amazon logo or not. Let me run it. Normal that click function with JavaScript should work. It should work also here, but let's see. We are locating the element by ID and then clicking on it with JavaScript. Let's see if we are able to click on this Amazon logo or not. Let me try one more time without scrolling down. I'm not gonna scroll down. Let me try one more time. Let me try real quick. Normally it should work. I just did a little bit change. I'm expecting to click on this Amazon logo right here. It clicked somewhere, but where? Where it is clicking? Oh, okay, okay. Hold on, hold on. What is that doing? Okay, just a second. Let me do a real quick search. That T should be small, I think, yeah. Get element by ID. That D is small, okay. Sometimes the official documentation may have some mistakes. You know, even trusted resources may give some wrong information. Let's try now. I will explain if it works. I will explain what I mean about whatever I am doing now. I am just trying to try something, you know, just to see if that get element by ID .click is working or not. Okay, there we go. Now it clicked. Now it clicked. Okay. Now, guys, it clicked. You see? So what else we can like click? Let me see. Let me try to find a good one that has an ID. Okay. Let me really quickly. By the way, yeah, on this page, this is extra information, not about Selenide specifically. Guys, you can use JavaScript function with execute JavaScript method in Selenide, right? And I was saying, hey, you can do, you know, you can even change the, you can do many things that you can do with JavaScript. Like you can locate the element by ID. If there is not an ID, right? How you can locate it? You can locate by class name as well. You can locate by name as well. You can locate by tag name. You can even write query. Yeah, you can even write query selector or query all. This query selector and query all is dynamic JavaScript functions to locate the elements, just like that. For example, you can say query all, and you can write the CSS in here, or yeah, CSS in here. That you can do. So you can use CSS syntax in this query selector function. But usually developer assign an ID and this ID can be used. Let me do one good thing so everything can be more clear. So let's locate these clinics. Or just a second, also music. Okay. It is not a good one. I'm just trying to find a clickable element that has an ID. Okay, so guys, let's not waste time. So here again, this logo is this nav logo sprite is the ID of this logo right here, and I showed you how to locate the element with JavaScript executor. Then click on that element with JavaScript executor. So what this does is this locating the element with JS using this function. In here, if you pay attention, there is no Selenide. There is no Selenide is used here. Only JavaScript executor and JavaScript is used to locate the element. That is very interesting. So And how do we do it? How do we locate the element with JavaScript? We use JavaScript executor method. And you can locate the element, you can click, you can change the value. If it is a checkbox, you can set the checkbox value true, you can check or uncheck checkbox or radio button. You can change the color of the element, right? You can do lots of things. You can highlight the element with JavaScript executor. There are many things, but since we have limited time, we are not gonna get into those details today. So, but for now, you just know that we can locate the element by JavaScript executor and we'll click, change color, highlight the color, assign a value, type in the input. You can do all those stuff with JavaScript executor. But we should normally use normal Selenide functions. They are easier to use. They don't require you to deal with JavaScript content because this is pure Selenide and a little bit JavaScript here. But in here, there are more JavaScript content. So, but if you have a little bit Java, if you know a little bit JavaScript, if you did a little bit JavaScript development, you probably like to use this JavaScript executor as well. Okay, so let me say alternatively, locating the element with JavaScript. That's pretty much it. Let me share this entire step definition. And I will also show you the latest one. So we are downloading the footer section, in screenshot. We can click on, for example, which one you want to click. We can click on this Navigators app. Navigators app element. If you want to click on it, you can. Let's try one more. Navigators app. Okay, for example, in here, we are clicking on Navigators app as an example. In that footer section. So now I try to emphasize the power of reusability so far and the power of using JavaScript executor in Java applications. You can use JavaScript functions in Java framework with just execute script method. In Selenide, it is way easier. You just call the static method and write your JavaScript code and go from there. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Let me run one last time to see if it is if we are able to click on this Navigators app or not. All right, scrolling down, footer. And you see, guys, we are able to see those our test script. It is because of we have some stuff in runner. I will show you in a minute. Oh, what happened? No such element. Is that changing? Let me run one more time. I hope the element is not changing. Okay, running one more time. Okay, scroll down to element and capture the screenshot, wait for 2 seconds and click on neighbors. Okay, now we are able to click on neighbors. That's pretty much it. Okay, so it is working just fine. Again, if your test case fails once, you can try to run again to make sure that everything is looking just fine. Okay, but this one is pretty much done with, we are done with JavaScript executor. Again, it is a huge topic. You can just go to documentation for JavaScript executor, but this is the core of the JavaScript executor in Selenide class. So we are done for our topics, the things that I planned. So we talk about the cross-browser testing, working with files, JavaScript executor. So I just want to talk about the reports as well before we go on. No, reports. Let me delete this build folder. If you have too many screenshots on your screen on your computer, it will make your computer slow and you will have storage issues. So make sure you delete them. So guys, reports in Cucumber. So Cucumber is known as reports. So we already have these beautiful plugins that is going to generate specific reports. And in Selenium, it is the same. In Selenide, it is the same. Nothing is different. So with those reports, we can actually generate HTML report, JSON report, or XML reports. We can also add extra extend reports as well. First, I will show you how to, what these are for. Okay, we are expecting three different reports, where they are saved. Again, that is for those absolute beginners. If you already know, some content on that reporting in Cucumber, you will already know, you would already know this. So HTML report is saved under target folder, JSON under target folder, JUnit under target folder. So this target folder generates after you run your test cases right here. There is a kind of orange folder that is generated after you run your test cases. In here, I see XML report. Okay, XML report, this one right here. I see HTML report right here. And I also see JSON report right here. The others, classes, generated resources, generated test resources, they are just compiled files. When you run the test case on Maven, they are transformed in a way that it can be read. These are compiled code that is in your framework. So I'm going to, for example, open this JSON report and double click on it. And this is the JSON report right here. JSON report. And you can format that. All you have to do is code and reformat code. And this is a little bit more readable format right here. But still, this is, a report that is okay. You can see in this JSON report the test execution timestamp, the line, and scenario name. If there's any description, you can see that. And also you can see if the result passed or failed. This is a JSON file. It is like JavaScript object notation. It is kind of JavaScript type of file. It is hard to read if you don't know JSON or if you don't know JavaScript. It is a little bit hard to read, but you can have some idea about the test execution time, the line, and etc. if the test case passed or failed. This is not very useful for testers. We have XML here file. When you also double click, it is giving us a summary. So we can see our test step. So Amazon page, how long it take, scrolling, capture screenshot, click on neighbor's app, and hold browser open. These are all, the test step. If it is passed or failed, we can see that this is okay. This is okay. This is good, better than JSON. But also there is an HTML report, which is very, very useful. So when you double click on HTML report, you will see not a good readable file. You see that? It is even confusing. But we should not double click. We should right click and open that HTML in a browser. As you know, HTML can be read on the browsers. So I'm gonna open in browser, and I will open with Chrome. So when I open that test with Chrome, you see it is a bit beautiful, colorful, perfect reports. We see the full future file. Future is JavaScript executor. Scenario is test case 01, JS executor. And we see this test step, they all passed. If the test case passed, we will see green. If the test case fails, we see red. If the test case skipped, we see kind of yellowish colors. And in this, you can see when it run, if it passed or failed, which browser, etc. You can see also the total execution time. Total execution time. Right? So this is the reports, and we can actually publish these reports in the cloud. In the cloud. So we will be able to, just follow the instruction that is in here to be able to publish the reports in the cloud. There are many ways to publish the report in the cloud, and the benefit of that would be to actually share your report with your team or someone else easily. If all of these reports are in our local right now. If you want to share it with someone else, you need to, open a file and create a file under resources and do publish through. Otherwise, it will not be useful. So let's do that, and then I will do this one. I will just here create a Cucumber properties file and then add that comment to be able to use or publish the link, publish the report on a specific link. Let's do it. First of all, we have resources folder already right here, resources folder. What we need to do is we need to create a cucumber.properties file. Copy and create a new file under resources and do cucumber.properties. And then we will just write one simple code in here. It is this. Cucumber publish enable true. Cucumber publish enable true. Okay. Do we have Spark reports in Selenide? Yes. Do we have Spark report? If you attended my Selenium sessions, it is the same. It is the same. But let me show you first. Then we'll see if but Spark reports can be added the same way that I showed you in Selenium classes. And it is a beautiful report, but let me do this one first. Okay? Then we are able to save this file and run your code one more time. Let's run the code one more time. So test execution is going on. Okay, doing some scrolling and clicking. Okay, done. Test execution is done. So when test execution is done right now, you will see, guys, if you added this cucumber publish true in your cucumber.properties file, by the way, they are special names. Okay, they are special names. Make sure you don't mistype. Okay, make sure you match everything step by step. Cucumber properties and cucumber publish enable true. When you do that, you will no longer see those instructions that we just saw. When you do that, when you add this, view your cucumber report in a link. That link will be specific to you. That link will be specific to you. Now, look at this. Now we don't need to open that HTML file. We just need to click on that link and the link will show us the report, just like that. You can add the test step. If you want to modify the test step, you can do it. If you want to see the report, you can see it. Everything is right here, just like so. You can delete the report, but this report will self-destruct in a day. So 24 hours later, this report will be gone. This report will be gone within 24 hours. You can log in with GitHub, then it will be saved in the report collection forever. So this is the report, but when you come back tomorrow, 24 hours later, this report will be gone. So what we should do is we should log in with GitHub account. I will log in with my GitHub account. You can also do that. Okay, my GitHub is already synchronized, so it automatically let me log in. So now I logged in with my GitHub account. Now it says the collection. So create collection to keep them forever. Right here. So we are here. So I'm gonna click on this Cucumber reports right here to create collection. So I'm now on the home page. I logged in with my GitHub account, and then I am now on the home page. Now I will create a GitHub collection. For example, Selenide reports is my collection. Collection means pretty much a folder. I already have some folder here. I'm going to create a new collection. So once we create a collection, this gives us a token. This token is a special, unique kind of set of numbers or letters. It says publish report to this collection. So my reports will not go to this collection automatically. My reports will go to the main page again if I don't use this token. So if I use a token, it will save my reports in this collection. So I'm going to right click and copy my token, and I will put it in Cucumber properties class that I just created. Where is it? It's here. There we go. This true will stay there. Now I want to publish my Cucumber reports in this collection. That is what it is. Your collection will be unique for you. Okay, if I give you this collection to you, you will be able to also push your report in here. Usually some teams, they have a common collection. They all use the same collection to send their report to the same collection as well. But here is my collection. So let me run the test case one more time. Now the report should be in the collection, right? Now this collection is empty. Running my test case. Okay, capture screenshot, click on neighbors, and execution should be completed in a minute. Execution is done. So now I don't see any collection, nothing, because I have this token. So now I know where is my token, right? I know where is my collection. So here, guys, and I go to the page, it will automatically push the report in here. Okay, push the report in here, and it says there is a test case that is executed, and it executed a few minutes ago. And when you click on that test, you see it took 24 seconds. And let me open that. This is my report under that collection. So going back, going to home page again, home page. You can click on this Cucumber report to go to the home page. And when you click on the Selenide reports, I just created, it is my report. Click on this to see if it passed or failed, right? And click on this name right here to go to your report and open your report right here. So this will be kept here forever. It will not delete within 24 hours, right? But if you want to delete the report, you can delete it easily using this delete report section. So it is pretty much it. Let me summarize in my slide whatever I did so far with this reports. Number reports. Yes, Cucumber is famous for its ports, okay? Number. And we can use plugins in the runner class to generate HTML reports. HTML, of course, JSON or XML reports, right? HTML is the most common one. We can also publish the reports in the cloud. Using number properties file. Okay, so make sure to log in with your GitHub and use collection tokens in the number properties file to keep your reports more than a day, more than 1 day. I'll say, as it says, keepable forever. It will not delete automatically. So in addition to this, to this Cucumber, these are Cucumber reports, not an external file. We can use extend reports or Spark reports with Cucumber. Okay, extend report or Spark reports with Cucumber. So how do we use extend report or Spark report with Cucumber? We need to add, we need to follow a few steps to add Spark reports capability in Selenide framework. Okay. In Selenide framework. We have about 20 minutes. I think we can finish in 20 minutes. Yeah. Let me show you that Cucumber Selenide reports. Sorry. Yeah. Spark reports. We can use the specific steps to add capability of adding Spark reports. First of all, we need we can use that Cucumber reports for our company, so it is fine. But when you see Spark report, it is very advanced, really good report that we can use, but we need to spend some time to add that report in our framework. So first of all, we need a plugin. Okay, one, add new plugin in the runner. Let me do that. Go to your project, open your runner class. And I will share you a plugin that you will add in your runner class. Okay, let me find it real quick from my notes. There it is. So we are going to add a plugin. I'm sharing this flow from Slack channel. There you go. Guys, please go to your runner right here, runner, and add up here. This is the plugin. This is the extend report plugin. This plugin is specifically used for Cucumber. Okay, it is a little bit new report, an advanced report. So you can get this plugin from the Cucumber, Maven repository as well. But first thing first, add this plugin to generate the report. If you don't add this one, you will not be able to get any report, extra report that is Spark. Okay. That is step one. Step two. Add extend config and extend dot properties on project level. This is important. We have to create it on the project level. Under resources, not on project level. This should be under resources. Under resources. Okay. Under resources. I will also share that with you. Guys, make sure go to resources right here. Resources right here. We are going to create two files, which is extend dash config dot xml. Extend dash config dot xml. And two, again, under resources, extend dot properties. Extend dash config extend dot properties. I will give you a code for both of them. Please make sure you copy and paste in your files. The first code is for extend config. Okay, go to your extend config and put that file in there and give some name here, for example, Selenide project, for example, smoke test report. Let me share the new one. I will make this standard, by the way. I will share the new file, okay? Don't use the old one. Let me delete the old file and share the new file with you. This is the XML file. This file is used to configure and generate the Spark report in a special format. Because when we see the report, it will have a special format that can be openable and visible in our framework. Okay, that was extend property, extend config. That was extend config XML file. And last one is the extend properties. There we go. So this extend properties is going to generate an HTML report, a PDF report, and a screenshot path. We'll have also here. So we are going to generate a PDF under this path. We are going to generate an XML under this path, right? So that's pretty much it. I will share this with you as well. use that in your extended properties file. We are done. We are done. So now we should be good to go. Okay. So let's now run our runner. I am running my runner. Initialization error. Let me see why there's a problem. Oh, okay. Yeah. So guys, we have one problem. And the problem is that we should use a dependency because, as I said, these three are coming from Cucumber itself. We don't need to use any extra library or dependency. However, extend report can be used externally. This is an external resource, just like Selenide, just like JUnit, just like WebDriver. It is an external resource. So I'm gonna share the dependency with you. Please add the dependency on your pom.xml. 3. Actually, let me do 2. Should be add dependency. 3. Add this configs. Let me add the dependencies in the POM XML. Just like so. This is the Cucumber extend report dependency. Now I will try to run one more time. Let's see how it goes. Initialization error. Let me, guys, make sure you click on this load Maven. So make sure the dependencies is imported properly. And run one more time. It is still resolving. We should see those reports under external libraries. See. Okay. Yeah, they are here. Okay. So extend EDF report, extend Cucumber adapter. They are all here now. HTML reporter. These are the new. These are imported as a result of the dependencies and the plugins that we added. Now running one more time. And now initialization is successful because the dependencies are imported properly. All right, so let's run this test class. And we should check this one, system.info. Yeah, for you who is using Mac, you can use this. Where is it? Yeah. For Mac users, use Mac. For Windows user, make sure you use Windows. Okay, you comment out this for Windows. Do this and do that. Right. Mine is Mac. I'm using this. Okay, so I am able to run that code and the execution is successful. Looks like we have all we need. All right, so now watch. You should see test output folder, PDF, and extend Spark report folders right there. And let me open one more time. My IntelliJ is gone. You should see the reports in there, just like in Selenium with Cucumber. So whenever you use Cucumber, then you can use those Spark reports, which is very good. I will show you in a minute, and then we will end our session. Those reports, again, require some specific setup. Again, I went maybe a little bit faster because of the limited time that we set up, but hope you are able to follow up, and you can ask me your questions even after we are done, okay? So now I am opening my framework. Okay, so now I have my PDF report, my Spark report. That PDF report and Spark report are here. So this is my HTML report. This is my PDF report right here. So that is set up as a result of this configuration. So now let's see what is in there. Double click on the PDF report. And we see the detailed, beautiful, nice, detailed report. You know, it has everything we need. We don't need to do anything else. We don't need to use another report. This report is beautiful. You can see the report in future level, scenario level, and step level. You can see how many steps passed, how many failed, how many skipped. You can see automation success percentage as well. And you can see some detail information. In normal Selenium class, I do extensive different use cases for the Spark report. For example, if the test case fails, your screenshot will be attached to the report as well. You know, for example, let's say the test case failed, and it will automatically attach to the screenshot. But we need to do also extra configuration for that. You know, we should use hooks class as well. But for now, this is good enough for us to be able to use the report in our Selenide framework. We can also open our HTML report. Let me right click and open the Spark HTML report. There we go. This is our reports. And we can see the success percentage, you know, how many of them passed, how many of them failed, and the timestamp as well here. I just want to show you one last thing with this report, guys. These configuration and properties file are used for configuration. You can change the theme. For example, if you make it dark and do the execution, then your test report will be darker. In that case, now our report is light, you know, standard color. But when you do this dark theme, you can use dark theme as well. Let me show you that as well. All right, my browser is opening in the other window. It is back here. Okay, report is done. Now I will open my, I will open my report in a browser. I'm opening my browser in here. And you see the now theme is dark. You see the background color is dark, and there are some, you know, colors in between here, just like so. Okay. So there is a very good report that I want to show you. That report has nothing to do with Selenide. It is just a different API that you can use for Selenium or Selenide framework. That whenever you use a Cucumber framework, you can add those report functionality as well. So that's it for today. This is our last class for Selenide. I am planning to again add some new features in Selenide playlist. It will be public in the YouTube as well, and we will be having some upskill sessions in the upcoming month that I have some plan that we need to also, get some skill, upskill ourselves. What is the latest technology and how the latest technology can be easily learned and used, nothing to be scared of. If you already know one type of automation framework, you can easily learn other type of automation frameworks, and we should keep up to date. We should be up to date in this kind of environment. Technology is evolving fast. So we just need to know what is latest, what is getting more popular, where is the technology evolving, right? Remember the Nokia example? Nokia was the biggest cell phone company, and it used to be very innovative. It was upgrading itself, but after the iPhone or Samsung, evolves, and they did some new resources, invested in themselves. They did not keep money; they just keep investing their technology. And now nobody uses Nokia. Apple is #1 in the world. So always keep that example in mind to keep yourself up to date. Okay? All right, that's it for today. And when we have more sessions, similar sessions, we will be doing announcement in advance. And it is your benefit if you join, or if you just join live, you have a chance to ask your questions. If you also watch from YouTube playlist, that is also perfectly fine. That's it for today. Have a good rest of the day. Bye for now. Okay, thank you so much.